Well, Capricorn, it is going to be an intense week. We're going to review the astrology and then we're going to get into the cards. But considering that Saturn is still square the north and south nodes, and that Pluto is in Capricorn and it's squaring the sun, and by the end of this week it'll be squaring the moon. This is a major sort of conflict of the soul and your sense of self. So if you find yourself, even if you're in a really secure place in your life, suddenly feeling insecure and wondering, who am I? Almost like, what's my destiny? What am I supposed to be? That's because of the cosmos. So get ready and we'll get deeper into it. Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Capricorn comes out every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's Los Angeles time. And there's always an extended, which I invite you to. I hope you'll join me for. And you can access that extended through the Unbound membership as well. You can do it the normal way through Vimeo. The link is below, but you can also do it through the Unbound membership over here on YouTube, where you get access to exclusive content as well as every single extended reading that you want to save. It's unlimited access, plus live chats with me where you can bring me your tarot card questions and I'll read for you. Lots of good stuff that comes along with that membership. My goal is 140 new Unbound members by the end of this month. So I hope you help me build. Now, Capricorn, let's get back into the astrology. Okay, so like I said, Saturn, which is your ruling dignitary, is squaring the north and south nodes, which is already sort of that check-in of quality. Have I come as far or done as much with myself as I think that I could? And since it's in the sign of Aquarius, you could be heavily feeling yourself, comparing yourself to others, or wanting to do something that you feel is more helpful to the collective, to the community. As in, you could be a millionaire right now, but also feel like a failure because you don't think that you've actually done something or built out into the world in a way that's good for people. So you want to do something meaningful. It's almost like you're driven to do something more meaningful. And then with Pluto in the Capricorn, there's lots of switches and lots of changes to industry, to corporations, things that have been built, things that have been well established. So you could feel yourself now starting to switch jobs, not be so sure of what you thought you wanted to be when you grew up, even if you're in your 60s. It doesn't matter. This is definitely like having a feeling of maybe it's time for me to switch, maybe it's time for me to change, feeling conflicted, feeling like, is my life meaningful, and how do I give my life more meaning? Now, when Pluto squares the sun, and it's going to be squared the sun. Like I said, Pluto is still in Capricorn, and it's going to be squared the sun all the way through the end of April. So you can kind of feel this conflict in you, as well as sort of maybe butting heads internally and with other people, because you want to make a change, especially people that maybe you feel are in some ways not direct competition to you, but have achieved what you wish you had achieved what you don't feel that you'll ever live up to. There could be a lot of those feelings going on. So what does that mean? And we're going to get into the cards now. But so what does that mean for you in this energy? Well, now it's like a heavy hit. And expect when the moon, the full moon in Libra, which is kind of supposed to be about exorcising all of these bad toxic energies that have come up because of relationships, especially relationships with our family, with our mothers in particular, because the moon holds on to a lot of that energy. But since the moon is also in Libra, partnerships, like what have we learned from our parents that maybe we didn't want to hold on to or shouldn't have held on to when it comes to influencing or impacting how we behave in relationships, or what we've allowed in relationships, or how we see the position of relationships in our lives. And the fact that Pluto is in Capricorn squaring that is going to make this an intense transformation. It's going to bring up a lot of pain, and it's going to bring up a lot of suffering. So expect this to be a very emotional week, and there can be some tumultuous times that happen with the most intimate partnerships in your life, that would be people that you love. That would be your spouse, that would be your children, that would be your family, people who actually have direct connection and influence over your heart and emotional space. Expect those feelings of almost, for you guys, inadequacy to start coming up. And how do we get through it? Well, let's use the cards to help us understand how do we get through that energy. You can see I'm not in my normal place. I'm in a totally different environments because I'm over here visiting my mom filming this. So guide and direct Capricorn, please send messages of love, strength, and light. Tell them what they can use, how they can help themselves, give them insights. You'll find that my readings, the past, present, and future, come out all together because it's very quantum energy. And so it's all acting together to help you understand what's going on with you right now. Let's start front and center. Watch your words. Now, this card comes out as a red flag so that you know a pressure point will be how you speak to people. You'll want to react. You'll want to be reactionary with those words, especially in the beginning of this week where Pluto is also squared to Mercury. Yes. So ultimately, you may feel like cutting into somebody with words, or you may not even realize how your words are impacting others. And I got to tell you this, with Pluto, you may not have complete control over it. This could be something that triggers something in somebody else that you had nothing to do with, so ultimately though, you will find yourself, this is what it's saying, you will find yourself being very particular about what you say and watching what you say because you're trying to feel some semblance of control. Warning, with all this Plutonic energy, there's no such thing as control. You cannot control Pluto. Pluto is the primal. It is not controllable and it's not comprehensible. You're going to feel it. You're going to like it's going to be it's going to be a feeling. It's going to be an intuitive energy running all through you. The only thing you can do is allow it. Happy birthday, Michelle 78. You're going to have to allow it, and you're going to have to trust it, and you're going to have to love it. It's almost like loving your shadow. It's accepting a part of you that is there ultimately for you, but it would be something that your energy in general, Saturnian energy, would have a big conflict with, because Saturn likes to control, likes to restrict. It likes to say can and can't, and ultimately Pluto doesn't like that. Pluto's the primal. Pluto's the eternally wild. So ultimately, this could be a wonderful time for you to get in touch with those primal aspects of yourself that you in other places or in other situations deny. And that could open up gateways for you. So watch your words is here. This is Gemini energy with communication. People will be repeating you. That's the red flag here. With the parrot, people will be repeating you, but it doesn't mean they will be repeating you in context. So be very aware of that, and some conflicts around people misquoting you or quoting you out of context, repeating your words in inappropriate context or situations could be coming up this week, and it could pose a major challenge for you. Then we have slow and steady wins the race. There has been a love that's been growing. There's been a love, either a long-term love. These are definitely family relationships. This could also be family karma. So it could also be just people who still love you who have passed on. This is connective and transient love. It's very secure love, I have to say. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't rush to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. You'll want to. It'll be very easy for you to jump to conclusions, and it'll be very easy for you to speak out as if you're certain, right? And or you'll feel like you'll see that other people are behaving this way too. This will be the primary cause of contention this week, FYI. And then we have embrace the in-between. There's a situation or circumstance that's going on in your life right now where you know where you want the long term to end up, but you're not certain how to get there because right now it's in limbo. And the fact that it's limbo is making you really uncomfortable because there's almost a sense inside of you, well, I should have been able to move it in the direction I wanted it to go by now. I should feel like I have more influence or impact over this circumstance. And ultimately, this is a very challenging time. It's going to take faith. It's going to take faith in, I have to just follow this flow. This is also relationships, because this is Libra energy. It's about balance. It's not all about you. It's not, and I don't say that as in it's not all about you, as in don't make it all about you. No, it's like you can't do it all. You know, when it comes to relationships, Capricorn, a cardinal sign who likes to take charge and get things done, that's just not how relationships are. Relationships require the other person on the other side to do as much work. So ultimately, this is something that's been slow and grinding on you for a while, and maybe there have been an exchange of words or somebody misquoting you or repeating you in a way that is out of context. That's what I keep hearing. Yes, you can apply this to your work situations or your family situations. It doesn't have to be about romance. Then we have bring your ideas to life. So this is coming up a little bit in the past energy, which means there has been something that you have been working on or thinking about, or you know, when we conceptualize, it's not always what is realized, right? The coming of something, a concept, 1111, into reality is never as neat and tidy as the idea itself. And so this is the hairiness or complexities, let's put it that way, of manifesting an idea into reality. I do think it's taken a long time. And when it comes to conceptualization, it's a very strong period right now because of everything that's happening in Pluto. Beautiful energy happening in Pluto. And that will impact you too because you're on this earth. So ultimately, Capricorn, it is a great time to allow yourself to be creative, to not question your creativity, to trust your intuition when it comes to ideas that you have, and to start writing them down and putting them on paper. That's a great way to use your words this week. And then we have use your mind wisely, and now is a lucky time. So the luck for you is blossoming in ideas and concepts. And if you're really excited about an idea or a concept, I want you to take it to the next level this week, because that's going to help you feel the dirt. It's going to help you feel the earth beneath your feet. It's going to help you feel solid. So that is one of the strongest weapons in your arsenal this week, is being able to work on an idea. So now you're combining the two biggest energies of this week, right? You're combining the getting to know yourself, trusting yourself better, but you're also combining it with this wonderful creative energy, and you're allowing yourself to be yourself because you like to work hard on things. But normally maybe you wouldn't work hard on your own idea. Instead, you'd work hard on somebody else's idea or what you were assigned at work. And now you're working hard on your own idea. So it's a nice way to find balance and balance out these challenging energies. And you will find serenity and certainty and security in focusing on working on your ideas, working on your concepts, maybe laying out strategy for the way you want things to go. Now, could this be with relationships? I'm going to tell you no. And I know conceptually I should say yes, but I'll tell you it's no. Absolutely, because relationships is a pressure point right now, especially when we get to the end of this week. It's all leading up to Pluto squaring that beautiful full moon in Libra, and it's going to be rough. It's going to, there's going to be irritation. You're going to it's almost going to be like chicken pox. It's going to when you want to just pick at yourself, but you can't because it's not good for you, but you're going to really want to. It's going to feel like that. And ultimately, you got to just trust. You got to trust that it will heal. It will heal from the inside, because that's what you're doing. We're healing from the inside, and it doesn't feel that way. And I know that it's really tough. But there are so many things that you can do. Use your hands. Put your hands in something. I don't know if you do. I just saw somebody doing woodwork. I just saw somebody baking. I just saw somebody gardening. put your hands in dirt, put your hands on something solid. That's another really good tool in your wheelhouse this week to channel your energy into something that is legitimately constructive, physically constructive. You can feel yourself connecting with the physicality of it, and this will give you that sense of security that you so need right now. And it'll also give you a sense of, wow, I'm doing this. I can take something from idea and I can make it into a reality. Do that, especially if you know that you're good at something like that. Do that this week. Do it. I promise you, Capricorn, it is going to relieve your soul. It's going to feel better than a massage. Not that you can't go get one of those too. In fact, laying your hands on somebody instead of talking to them, laying your hands on somebody this week is going to be really, really good for you guys. Of course, it's consensual. I'm talking to adults, so I don't think I have to say, that it's not. But just in case, consensually, massage, touch, it's going to go a lot longer. It's going to go a lot further than words, because words, we're going to want to be very clever. Now, words in terms of sharing ideas, yes, write them down. This is a great time to strategize those ideas. This is a wonderful time to do that. But words in terms of explaining your feelings, it's going to turn into what if I can talk? It's going to turn into arguments. Oh, so what just happened? It's time to take action. This is Aries energy, and a fiery climax approaches. Bam and bam. And of course, Aries energy is ruler of the first house. It's where the sun is. Pluto is squared. Pluto is square to the sun. It comes square to the sun. Mercury at first is also square to Pluto in the beginning of this week, and then Mercury will slip into Taurus. Taurus will give it a much more secure, serene sense of itself. It'll also make us think more comfortably and want to do things that make us feel good and offer us more pleasure. Working with food is a great idea. I'm just saying, working with food is a great idea. And coping mechanisms might actually fall back on food as well. But especially in the beginning of this energy, Capricorn, you're really going to want to, you're going to be confronting something. I mean, 100%. I see two rams butting heads. So it's like, yeah, an immovable force meets, and like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. That's what it's going to feel like. That's what it's going to feel like. Butting heads. But I'm telling you right now, this is why I'm saying to you, physical fucking touch. Fuck the words. It's all about the corporeal. It's all about the body. Like touch, sensuality. It's not just about sex. It's about physical. So expect your world to get a lot more physical. I don't think that's a bad thing. But, be aware of it. Because words, especially with those intimate relationships, no. Goddess of oneness, you are being watched over and you are being protected. This could be about a female. Could be a female relative that has passed on in your life, watching over you and protecting you, wanting you to know that you are not alone, wanting to let you know that you are admired and loved. But this is also a good chance that this is not somebody who has passed. It's somebody who really does admire you, really does, can't take their mind off of you, can't take their eyes off of you. Could this be a stalker situation? I don't know. I'm not going to confirm that. Maybe that'll come out in the extended reading. We'll see. But ultimately, this is more about admiration than it is about anything else. And I feel like somebody admires you more than you're giving them credit for, or more than you realize, more than you're giving yourself credit for. This sense of being irresistible to somebody. So there is a lot of sensuality here. It's a good way to, okay, I don't know. You tell me, dude. Leave your comments below. I'd love to see how you're interacting. Or you can leave it, it's more private over on the extended, over on Vimeo. You can leave it, it's just more closed. So you can, open up a little bit more. Deep knowing. Okay. You're becoming extremely aware of somebody's attention, attraction, or need for you. And when it says deep knowing, this is knowing beneath the conscious. This is knowing beneath the practical or pragmatic. This is a knowing in the sensual. This is a knowing in the root. This is a knowing in that scorpionic, plutonic energy. This became very sexual all of a sudden. Okay, and now it just turned upside down. Yin is here. So this is about receiving, but deep knowing is turned upside down as soon as I turned yin out. This is about not knowing how to receive a compliment. This is about having conflicts. It's like having conflicts taking in. You've made space. You want it. It doesn't mean that you're ready for it or allowing it. So how do we confront that? This is going to be like laying down those walls. This is going to be why you're being shook. This is it. All of those walls that are still up are about to be shook so they can be forced down. Let's go into tarot because I want to go deeper and get you more information. I'll see you guys in the extended.